Hey, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I can't believe when this video goes live, it will be October. How did that happen? I feel like September went by so quickly. It was like the fastest month of this whole year, but it still blows my mind that we are now in October. I feel like it was January 5 minutes ago. So today we're gonna plan for the month ahead. When this video goes live, it will be the 2nd of October, so happy October. October is the best month of the year, in my opinion. It's my birthday month and I am such an autumn person. Obviously, I don't really get autumn as I live in Dubai, but I still love autumnal things, getting cozy, the feels. Christmas is on its way. I said the C word. Yeah, I just love this time of year. It's like back to school vibes this time of year. Plan for the new academic year. I don't know, I feel like that's always kind of stuck with me. Let me know if you feel the same. It's like a pre-reset before the big New Year reset. So today we're gonna plan for October. And what I have to help me plan is my fitness journal. This is new. I'm gonna go into more detail about this later, but I'm loving it. My phone, and I've got my laptop here because I've started using a digital planner, which I never thought I would be the type of person to use a digital planner, but here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my Notion planner here. Now, full disclaimer, I did not make this. This is a template that Jenna Hong made. I will link her channel down below and just mention her here as well because she has the best productivity content and I'm obsessed with it right now. But she has this planner which is free, so I downloaded it and I love it. I love how it's laid out. The sections, like, they just work for me really well, so I'm not taking full credit, I'm not taking any credit for this Notion planner because I did not make this. Jenna made it and it's wonderful. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Notion, Notion is like an online digital planner. So this is my Notion planner. This is like the front page of it. Again, I did not make this. This is Jenna's work and I've just kind of personalized sections of it to be a little bit more me, and I still need to do a lot more personalization, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So on this front page, we've got like some quotes, which I like to just check in every day. I also have this on my phone, so I do tend to open this when I'm at work or in the mornings. Got like the weather, yes, it's still 39 degrees, delightful, and it's the time and date here. So we scroll down a bit and we've got like links to all the different pages, which are also linked down here. Now I'm not gonna go through all of these today because I don't use them all the time. So what we're gonna look at today is monthly goals and books and media hub. So let's go to monthly goals and reflections. So this was for September. So we'll quickly recap on September and how I did. Make weekly YouTube videos. Yes, I have done that, and I'm actually quite proud to say that it hasn't been easy for me to do this every week, but I'm sticking to it. Be social and get out more was another goal. I kind of did this one, but not really. I think I could have been better, and I definitely could have been a bit more social, but I did do some social events. I did kind of throw myself into community stuff at work, and I definitely got out myself more, but just not with other people. So we'll kind of go 50% on that one. We did a little bit of both. And less screen time, definitely did that. I set the timer back on my Instagram to 3 hours a day. Now 3 hours a day is still a really high amount of screen time when you think about how many hours you actually get to yourself in a day. But I do use Instagram for work. I do spend time on Instagram for my coaching page. So 3 hours across the day for work and myself, I think, is a lot better than what I have been doing. So definitely complete that one. Okay, so let's set some new goals for October, starting with fitness goals. So fitness goals, I have started running recently. I actually entered my first 10K race. So I've entered this 10K race. So my first fitness goal is to maybe run more than 5K and continue my running. I've been running on a Tuesday morning. So once a week, I've been putting a run into my weekly workout sessions. I am gonna be working on a Tuesday, like some extra shifts this month. So work's going to be ramping up a little bit, so I need to be realistic with this goal that I'm setting. So I'm going to say that I want 6 runs in a month. So that means 2 weeks out of the 4, I think October's a 4-week month, but 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks, I need to do 2 runs, which gives me 2 weeks to only do 1 run. So I feel like under promise, over deliver is always my mantra. I would like one of those runs to be a solid 7K because I've never actually ran more than 5K. And I'm not really embarrassed to say that because I have never been a runner. But I'm hitting 5K quite comfortably, so I would like to run a 7K. Whether it's over intervals or in one go, it doesn't matter as long as I hit 7K of running. We also have a competition coming up in November. It's called Turf Games and it's a team competition and I have a team of 6. So I'd like to obviously train and work towards that. So again, this is going to be a little bit more conditioning focused, so team workouts in the gym when I can and focusing on conditioning. One thing I've really been working on is my discipline over my motivation. The last few months I've definitely let my motivation beat my discipline with it being so hot and me not really feeling myself for a few months. I definitely didn't stick to my plans of my workouts. I let my feelings and how I felt on that day kind of rule my actual training, which is never a good idea. You've got to have discipline over motivation. And one thing that I've introduced to start working towards that is this Fit Planner. So this is the 5-minute journal, which is by Intelligent Change. They do a whole range of journals, but this is the fitness edition and I've really found it's made such a difference. So it has these habit pages. So I'll just quickly show you September. So I only bought this in the middle of September. So it's like a bullet habit tracker, which is going to be really helpful. So when I get to the end of September, I can see which goals and habits that I want to do daily haven't been that consistent, and then I can work on making them more consistent in the upcoming month. So we're going to fill in October. I want 30 minutes of activity every day, whether that's a walk, playing a sport, going to the gym, going for a run, anything. 30 minutes of activity every single day. Could be stretching, could be yoga, anything that I want. Not that I really do yoga, but you never know. 10 to 15K steps. Now, steps aren't really something that will help improve your fitness. Yes, they do have a little bit of an impact if you're trying to lose weight, which, as you know from previous videos, is not my goal, but it just makes me feel good to be more active in the day. Now, 10 to 15,000 steps for me is a good goal because my job is on my feet all day. When I used to sit in an office and work in an office all day, I did not even get close to 10,000 steps, and that's okay. You need to set realistic step targets for you, and maybe instead of having 10 to 15,000 a day, I'll aim for 70,000 steps per week. Because then if I have a day where I'm just going to be a sofa slob, which does happen, I don't need to feel bad about not hitting my step goal that day because I can make up for it on other days. It's what you do across the whole week, the whole month, the whole year that matters. So 10 to 15,000 steps or 70,000 a week. I want to take my multivitamins. I can already see that this is something that I'm not very good at. 10 pages of reading. This makes such a difference to my mindset, to my sleep. I just feel so good when I'm reading and I'm escaping my phone and my life for a bit. Completing my journal every day. And then each day and each week, you'll have like a week of, so this is like a blank one. So we've got the fitness plan and meal plan. So I meal plan every week. You guys know that I do that. So I'll just add in the meals for my week on here. And then you have like a weekly plan. So I've got like an intention for the week, fitness goals for this week, how will I motivate myself, and then any notes. So I've been setting myself like little rewards. If I complete everything that I set out to do, I will treat myself to like a little breakfast or some new activewear or something related to like health and fitness as like a reward, which I think has really been helping. And it gives me the chance to kind of notice what went well and what didn't go so well when I'm doing things. So I started driving to the beach to do my runs on the track. Yes, it is far. It's like a 30-minute drive, but it makes me so much more excited and so much happier and motivated to do my runs that it's worth it. Okay, so they're the fitness goals. Work and productivity goals. I'm really enjoying my work at the minute. To be honest, I feel like things are good. With regards to my actual job that I'm paid for, I have an upcoming challenge with them, which starts next weekend. So I'm going to be taking on 5 people to work on a challenge, 8-week program to like get them to their goals. So I'm going to put that down as one of my goals for this month. I want them all to do really well. So I obviously want to be the most proactive, supportive, helpful coach I can be. So working on that regularly is going to be a real aid towards achieving that. I still want to continue with these YouTube videos every single week. And I feel like I'm in a little bit of a groove with YouTube at the minute, which I just love. I'm really enjoying filming, I'm really enjoying editing, I'm enjoying planning and getting creative. So definitely want to keep with that one. So that's going to be the same goal as last month, 1 video every week. Especially as I'm going to be a little bit more busy, I want to make sure that I'm sticking, again, discipline over motivation and just getting it done every week, whether I feel like it or not. Get something done. So Dan gets home today. I'm so excited to see him. Obviously haven't seen him in a month. So one other productivity goal I'm going to set for myself is not to let the fact that Dan is home disrupt the routine and the productivity that I'm currently in, because I'm feeling so good at the minute, and this is not his fault in any way. But when he's home, obviously he's not working. So, and I'm excited to see him. I want to spend all my time with him. I do have a bad habit of letting him being home disrupt my productivity and what I'm achieving. And this month, I don't want to do that. So I don't want to sacrifice any of my usual plans or productivity. You know, I don't just want to turn into somebody that's just lazing on the sofa with my boyfriend all day, because that's not what I'm about. Not all the time anyway. So I need to make sure that I am still working all week. I'm not on holiday. My life continues. So that's one goal for this month. Okay, personal goals. So it is my birthday this month, so I'm not gonna set myself too many personal goals, because I am obviously gonna enjoy this month because it is my favorite month of the year, and I do have some plans for my birthday. Personal goal number 1 is gonna be to get our garden done. So the garden is still not done. It's fine, it's usable, but we had some plant beds that my dog Luna has decided to eat. She likes to eat everything, and they're making her poorly. So priority number 1 is to get this garden done, get these beds taken out and get it completed, get some furniture. Now that it's cooling down, we can actually start using and enjoying the outside space. My second personal goal is to pay off a credit card. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, obviously, but I do have credit cards here, and I've almost paid one of them off completely, which I haven't paid off a credit card since I left the UK, which was 5 years ago. I haven't had credit cards in that time, like the whole 5 years, but I remember how good it felt when I did finally pay off a lot of debt in the UK before I left. And now I'm about to pay off another credit card, which both myself and Dan have contributed to. So I have to give credit to him as well. This is not just all me, but this is gonna be done this month, and I'm gonna be 1 credit card down, which I'm feeling really good about. And finally, this personal goal is gonna be to just enjoy this month. I want to continue to get out for myself. I've really been enjoying leaving the house, which sounds so basic and so silly. But for me, and especially when I really haven't been out much all summer, because you just don't here, it really is making my soul happy. I feel like I'm getting my spark back, and I want to continue that. So my last personal goal is to continue to get out, improving my mental health. Okay, I'm going to add one more personal goal. So obviously, as my boyfriend isn't here for quite a lot of the year, and he's going to be home for the next month, I want to spend quality time together. That means not just watching TV all the time. I want us to get out. I want us to go for date nights. Doesn't have to be anything expensive, even like date coffees, breakfast coffees, or walks in the park or on the beach if it's cool enough. Spending quality time with my boyfriend. Again, that might seem like a silly goal to some, but when you only see your partner for 6 months of the year, it's quite an important one for us. So I'm excited about that. So they are going to be my goals for this month, and I'm feeling good about the month ahead. Okay, one other page that I really liked on this planner is the Books and Media Hub. So as I just mentioned, some of my goals are to obviously read 10 pages every day. I'm really enjoying reading books at the minute. I'm about to finish another book, but I just wanted to briefly show you like what I've been reading, what I've been listening to, what I've been watching in September, and show you like how this page works, because I feel like this is quite a good intention of not just mindlessly watching TV or mindlessly, not that you mindlessly read, but I like to read with intention. I like to read a lot of non-fiction books. I like to listen to a lot of podcasts in the morning on my way to work to set me up for the day. So this is a good way to like keep track of that and kind of reflect on what I'm listening to rather than just reading, watching, listening and not really absorbing anything. So this was a really helpful page on this planner and I really like this page. So on the first page, you've got like the books and media hub. So I've got some books on my list here. Now this Peter Attia book, Outlive, I'm going to purchase probably this week because I've almost finished my current book. It's a book about sort of health and how fitness and health is important, how you can achieve your best health. And I listened to a podcast for this guy, which I'll kind of go into again in a bit because it's on my podcast list. It was mind-blowing. Even for somebody that works in fitness, this podcast was so good and I learned so much. And it just really, I think this guy is the reason why I'm so motivated and passionate about my health again at the moment. Because it really is so important. So I'll link that podcast down below if anyone wants to listen to it. But yeah, I'm going to get his book and that will be the next book that I read. Also, I have still not read Daisy and the Six. I own it and no, I have not read it. I will make an effort to read it. So these are gonna stay the same because it does take me a while to read a book. So 2 on the list is fine. Okay, so this is the book that I'm currently reading, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. It's still in progress, but it is almost finished. I think I have like maybe 30 to 50 pages left. So I'll probably finish that this week. So then I will tick this off and make this completed. And then I'll add like the next book that I read and so on. Okay, so when we scroll down to the bottom, we've got like books, movies and podcasts. So let's go to movies and shows. Woo, we watched a lot this month. So Gossip Girl. Oh, I finished this yesterday. I have never seen the last series of Gossip Girl and I rewatched the whole thing and oh my God, that last series just was really emotional. So finished that yesterday, so that's done. So I've got how long it took me to watch it. Yes, I watched all the Gossip Girls in less than a month. And then it's kind of got notes and how I rate it and whether it's a show or a film or a YouTube, etc. So that was that one. So started watching Suits as well at the beginning of September before Dan left. I didn't continue watching this. I kind of got a little bit bored. I have seen Suits before. To be honest, I think I was watching it mostly for him. So yeah, we kind of gave up on that one. Jenna has literally been my obsession on YouTube this month. I've watched all of her videos. What's the notes I wrote? Newly found YouTuber, really enjoying her content, makes me feel more productive and inspired to do more. This girl, I struggle to make 1 video a week and I work part-time. This girl has a full-time job and makes 2 videos per week. Now, I don't know if you know how much work it is to make a YouTube video, especially the ones with quality like hers, but this girl, she inspires me a lot. So I've very much enjoyed watching her content. Selling the OC, another trash Netflix program. I binge watched the whole series in 1 day. This was last weekend. It was great. What can I say? It's easy watching and I like it. Cari Cakes is another YouTuber that I've really been enjoying. She makes like really cozy vlogs. She lives in Korea. She's a California girl, I believe. And I just love her content. I love how it's filmed and edited. And I just find her videos really comforting. Just really enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna add another one in. I don't know why it's gone in the middle, but it has. I'm gonna blank this word out because I don't know if YouTube will shadow ban me. So watched this series on Netflix. I didn't have a very productive Monday yesterday as I wasn't feeling very well, so I got through a lot of shows. But it was the last season of this series on Netflix, and I love this show. It's so funny and it's so well made, but it also has some like really important messages and it makes you think. And I just feel all like, you feel really connected to the characters. I just love it. Okay, so that's all the TV that I pretty much watched this month. Okay, and then podcasts. So I haven't put all my podcasts on, I'll be honest, but I've got most of the important ones on. So Diary of a CEO is a podcast that I really like. First episode I listened to this month on that was the Rainn Wilson episode. I'll be honest, didn't love this episode. I really like The Office and I really like Dwight as a character, and I feel like I expected Rainn Wilson to be the same, and I didn't really feel that connection because obviously he's not Dwight, he's his own person. So that was more interesting in the way that he kind of said that people do feel like that, and I think that's why he has a lot of feelings about like what he feels. But I'll be honest, I struggle to kind of stay connected to that episode, so I didn't really finish it. High Performance is like my favorite podcast ever. Again, this is How to Be Fit Forever with Peter Attia, which I was just talking about, and I've literally written the best podcast I've listened to in ages. Blew my mind. Again, the links between health and fitness and longevity and lifespan are just mind-blowing. Simple stuff like your grip strength. So if you train your grip strength, so hanging on a bar, holding plates, obviously that can help you with things in later life like opening jars and things, but it also has a big connection on whether you're going to get Alzheimer's. Like, blew my mind. So this is why I want to read this guy's book, because I think he's very knowledgeable, and this made me so excited and so inspired and so motivated. So I definitely want to read more into that. WWYD is What Would You Do podcast. This is a Dubai-based podcast with two ex-radio presenters. I'm a little bit obsessed with these two. They are hilarious and I love them. And I got a mention in an episode because I shared the podcast on my story. So shout out to JJ and Nimi for doing that. Literally made my whole week. And then more Diary of a CEO with Trini Woodall. And then actually there's another one that I want to add in here. There was an episode with a man called David Smith. Now, David Smith was an Olympian. I think he was an Olympian rower or cyclist. I'll double check that. And then he was diagnosed with a neck tumor, and sadly he is now paralyzed down all one side of his body. This man still lives his life to the absolute fullest. Now, he might be paralyzed down one side, but he can still, he's learnt to like get around and move and walk, and some people may not know that he's paralyzed because he's so active and so like determined to move, but I think he does also have a wheelchair. But oh my goodness, I was crying my eyes out to this podcast because it was so, it's making me emotional. It was so inspiring, and you just need to listen to it, honestly. Again, I will link this down below, but it was hands down the best podcast that I've listened to ever. That's how bold I will make that statement. Ever. It was so incredible. Recommend it to everyone. Follow this guy on Instagram. Honestly, just puts your life into perspective, and we just need to be so grateful for everything because, man, life is short. Anyway, without getting emotional, listen to that. I can't remember what date I listened to that. Let's put this down to last Tuesday, which I think was maybe when I listened to it. Okay, so that is kind of how I track my podcasts and everything. So what I will do is I'll just keep adding to this as I listen to podcasts throughout the month. I do tend to listen to a podcast 3 times a week in the morning on the way to work in the car. I personally don't like a lot of noise in the morning. I'm very noise sensitive. And I know that I'm going to work in a really loud gym, which is really energetic, but that's kind of not the same for me. I find that the radio in the morning just really irritates me. So I tend to put on a podcast and try and listen to something educational or inspiring to set myself up for the day. Highly recommend it. So I'll keep adding these in as I go through the month ahead. And that is basically my monthly goal planning and how I set myself up for the month ahead. I do have weekly things that I do, meal planning, food shopping, weekly check-in, journaling, planning like week to week, which is a slightly different video. This will obviously change depending on the time of the year. Some months I'll have a lot that I want to achieve, and some months like this upcoming month where I've got a lot of social things going on, it's not as jam-packed. But I do find that just having goals in mind, setting myself up for the month ahead is just one of the best things I can do for myself. So I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.